because the strike is still going on, today Guy took me to a castle. I don't know when the novelty of castles is going to wear off, but it hasn't yet. It's called the Chateau de Chantilly. Sounded like he was saying Chantier at one point, or Chantier. I don't know. Look, I took Spanish, but anyway, it's basically a museum now with all of this beautiful artwork in it. It was the Duke who ran it back in the day was Louis the 14th or 16th cousin. French royalty, whatever, it doesn't matter. Anyway, the Duke was a bibliophile. The library contains 13,000 volumes and 700 manuscripts. It was really impressive. All over the museum are all of the artwork and basically knickknacks he collected, because apparently that's just what royalty did back in the day. They just collected more stuff than the rest of their peers to try and make themselves seem more important. So the oldest part of this castle dates back to the 14th century and the newest to the 19th. The place was massive, even for today's standards, and so it's one of those things that you can't really imagine what it would have been like to live however many years ago and live in this place. In the main art gallery, the sign said that the Duke, in his will, said that none of this stuff can be moved. It has to stay here, and it has to stay where I put it. So all of the stuff on the walls is exactly where it was when he lived there. There was one room where the stained glass windows all along the wall told the story of the Greek myth of Psyche. I was looking at it and I was like, this is beautiful art, and then I was just kind of like, this is a comic book. That's all this is. This rich guy wanted one of his favorite stories to be on his windows, and he paid someone to do it. It is a comic book in the form of stained glass windows. Another thing that this Duke and his family enjoyed, I guess, were horses, and they actually started a horse race, but still today they're in their giant stable, which is over 200 meters long or something crazy. There are horses, and so we went to go look at the horses, and then we went to the horse show, which I wasn't allowed to film, but it was basically like a circus sort of deal, but also like an opera. There was a story going on that was being sung in Italian, and also people were doing flips on the backs of horses. It was pretty great. I enjoyed it. And then after that we went to the horse museum. I did learn about the history of the domestication of horses and horse racing and horse sports and whatnot, but it was very interesting. Random fun fact, Guy is a horse whisperer. After that, we went to a church. We went to the local chapel. I've been in so many churches at this point, I don't know how to tell Guy that they're almost unimpressive. It wasn't unimpressive, but I was just sort of like, yeah, church. Here's all these paintings that mean these things, and here's this columns, and here's this thing, and anyway, my fellow Maturana program students who watch these videos will completely understand what I'm saying, but yeah. I've already been in 2 churches since I've been in France, and I'm just a little bit like, do the churches never end? On the way home we stopped at Guy's niece's house, Beatrice, and her husband, Fabrice. She wasn't there, but I met him and their 2 kids, and I guess we're going back there on Sunday for my birthday dinner, so that'll be fun. And tonight I'm gonna watch the World Cup in France, so I'm pretty pumped about that.